to drinking and thinking, where I drink, or we drink, Jagdog and I, and you question our thinking. Anyway, I'm Jammer. This is Spittersball Beer Reviews, Drinking and Thinking. The world is completely gone crazy. We're talking about everything about politics, aliens, movies, music, conspiracy theories, basically all the stuff that makes you go, what the hell's going on right now? And I feel like I got an echo or something right here. Is this any better? Well, let me try tweak it here. Is that better? Better. Okay. Anyway, and if you stick around, I've got an alien theory that might actually make sense, or you can get me, or get me on a watch list, one of the two. All right, so now I'm just getting messages here. Supposedly check mic. What is wrong with my mic? What is wrong with my mic? Is this better? Is this better? Audio's breaking up. How is the audio breaking up? Well, screw me. All right. Is it better now? Anyway, I still got some eggnog left over, and I figured I'd try to get rid of it by drinking some of it today. This is pretty good eggnog. 2 stars eggnog. Made with brandy, rum, and bourbon whiskey. Shagdog, can you hear me all right now? Okay. All right. So anyway, let's get back to what I was talking about before I was rudely interrupted by our tech. You know, all right. Let's start first with politics because nothing says a relaxing time like talking about a national argument or something. So politics politics today doesn't feel like leadership. It feels like a reality show where nobody gets voted off. You got people yelling, arguing, picking sides, and nobody actually changing their mind. You know, uh, Gee, I swear, there's no debating or anything like that. There's no debating whatsoever. We're not even doing that anymore. We're just waiting for our turn to talk, and that's it. Politics is the only place where everyone thinks they're right and nobody's ever wrong. And no matter what happens, half the country says this is the end. And they've been saying that for a while now. And the other half says this is the beginning. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to finish this drink in peace. Now, aliens, this is where stuff gets interesting. The government basically said, yeah, there's stuff there out there flying around. We don't know what it is, um, and nobody seems to care. I don't get it. I've got a comment by Oblivious Wonder. Nobody likes drunks talking about politics. Well, Oblivious Wonder, we're not talking about politics now. We're talking about aliens, UFOs. And now, like, maybe everybody's cool with it, but, you aliens and everything, it seems. I mean, it's crazy because it seems like aliens could land tomorrow and people would be like, do they accept credit cards, or why are UFOs? Well, that's I'm lost my train of thought here. Hold on, I keep getting interrupted here with people messaging me and our tech on one thing, oblivious wonder there, and I'm getting messages from other people. Anyway, let me get back on track here. Um, yeah, UFOs. Why are the videos always blurry? Why are they constantly blurry? I mean, I got a phone. I can zoom in. I can even take that phone and with the right program and everything, and or camera, and image stabilization and everything, where it stays on the item, and doesn't shake it around and all that stuff and make it blurry. Yet they all the aliens that we get, including Bigfoot and all that, ends up looking like a pixel, just looking crazy, blurry, and like I've been drinking for 2 weeks, and all of a sudden, boom, I look up and there's Bigfoot, and I take a picture of him with my blurred, drunk vision. Anyway, uh, I like to think that aliens came down here and watched us for a little while and said, you know what? Let's go back home. Let's forget about making contact. Let's just move on. Nothing to see here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there's another comment. What's that? Boo. What's boo? Oh, all right. So, uh, man, crazy stuff going on. Hollywood. Uh, Man, what if we take something you love and remake it, but we make sure that we make it worse than what you remember it as. Everything is a sequel here lately, a prequel, a reboot, or based on a universe. You need a college degree, a PhD, or something to understand. It just they've taken a lot of stuff lately. I mean, look at. Don't mean to harp on it, but Starfleet Academy, they they took that, they ruined that, they gave it to that idiot to run with, and all he does is put agendas, political and personal agendas in it and stuff. And they made remakes almost every popular movie. I mean, I can't imagine. Can you see them making a remake of like the other day? My friend was out at a karaoke bar, and he was asking what songs he should do, and I said, "Hey, you should do your bread and butter ones, Bed of Roses." And I said, "Hey, when you really want to get this girl to notice you, do that one, or She's Like the Wind by Patrick Swayze, because he does a good version of She's Like the Wind." And could you imagine if they took Dirty Dancing and remade it? I mean, who are they going to get to play those roles, right? Crazy. Anyway, yeah, I can remember when movies were pretty simple. One guy, one problem, maybe a car chase, maybe a shootout, maybe a little sex scene, and not real sex scene, but a steamy scene to a degree. Now it's like you watch six shows, three movies, and read a comic book just to try to understand the guy, why the guy is mad. It just doesn't make much sense at all. Oh, Oblivious Wanderer. Yeah, I watched the original Point Break yesterday. Even though Keanu Reeves' acting is just pure shit, I rather watch that 20 times in a row than the one they made a few years ago. Yeah, I seem to remember them putting out Point Break here, doing a remake of that. I, and I thought to myself, how ridiculous is this? You can't come up with anything new. You got to rehash, tweak it. Hell, they probably put a token gay person, a token trans, and a woman CEO, all that kind of stuff, all the typical things that they're pushing agendas for. I don't understand why we can't just be human beings and just accept each other's uh, strengths and weaknesses, and just enjoy a good story. Really make a good story without all these agendas, all these. I don't know. Drink more, please. Okay, I'm drinking. Anyway, um, hey, let's get on to music. Let's do that. Let's get on to music. Um, I don't know when it happened, but songs got shorter and attention pans even got shorter than that. Back in the day, songs songs told some stories. They painted a picture. Now it's like I wake up, I'm sad, I'm rich, repeat, or you know, I want to die, or or let's kill everybody, that kind of thing. Doesn't make any sense. Um, yeah. Oh, also concert prices, man. They have just gone out of this world. I mean, typical concert now is costing closer to $100 a ticket, if not 125 to $150 just for a nosebleed seat. Because I don't know. It's like you're making a small investment or something, and then you're not getting any return other than, a, if you're lucky, a happy little moment where you share it with a loved one or a friend, and hopefully you heard the music. You know, so I don't know. Yeah, I saw the ticket price the other day. It was like 180 dollars to see this one group, and I thought to myself, when it's all said and done, that 180 is going to turn into 200 and some odd dollars at least. Well, first of all, 180 and 180, that's going to be 360, right? So then it would be another, I don't know, probably anywhere 50 to $100, possibly to go out to eat somewhere nice. I mean, I don't love anybody that much that I need to see them to spend that kind of money. That's just too much. All right, let's get a little weird. Does anybody really feel normal anymore? And I mean, truly, do anybody feel normal? Like everything's, to me, everything feels like it's moving too fast and changing too much. Just sometimes I feel like we're in a simulation. We are in that. Geez, what's his name? God, he was just. Jeez, I forgot his name already. He was in. He was real. Golly. Let me find it here. Oh yeah. How could I forget this guy's name? I don't understand it. Jim Carrey. He was just in the news a while ago. Supposedly in France or something like that, and it wasn't him, but yet it was him, or it wasn't a guy dressed up in a mask, or they cloned him and replaced him, killed him off or something. Because he's been talking too much about the Illuminati and all that stuff. But you know, I feel like that one movie that he was in, where he was in a simulation basically, and he was the star of the show, you know. But I feel like we're in a simulation, and whoever's controlling it is just playing games with us, messing with us, just constantly just playing. Like, let's see what this guy does with this. I can't wait to see how he acts now when his car doesn't start, and he just bought it and he wrecked it and all that kind of crap. Just hell, people. Oh, joy. I guess I gotta get closer to the microphone. People saying I'm not loud enough. Is this better? I think it's on the right setting. Hold on. Let me look. Audio. 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 Yeah, it's on the right setting and everything. Let me do this much. Let me turn this up. How's that? I'll turn that up. Got that going. Anyway. All right. So, where are we at? See, this is what I don't like. I turn around, I get interrupted. I know they mean well. I mean, they could just come on and sit with me and talk with me, but without having to drink. But anyway, uh, you know what's really crazy that despite everything that's going on, people still want the same things: a break, a laugh, and maybe a cold drink. Right? Travel's expensive. Everything's expensive. I went on a weekend trip not too long ago, actually, and came back needing like to speak to a financial advisor about trying to get out of debt or something because I just paid all this money for this little weekend trip that really I didn't do anything. Went to a hotel room, went to a concert, came back, had dinner and all that stuff, and came back one day, not even a weekend. But yeah, uh, I don't think people get enough vacation time. I think over in Europe, France, and all them, they may get a little bit of the vacation time like they should. I mean, you work 50 weeks out of the year and you get 2 weeks off. That doesn't seem right. Why? Why do we work? First of all, 5 days when there's 7 days. We should try to split that in half, or at least. All right, I would give you 4 days and have 3 days off. In reality, I'd much rather it be the other way around. We work 3 days and we're off four. However, I'm willing to work four and have the three. Why do we need to work the majority of the week? And then on top of it, like I'm saying, you only have better popcorn. I don't know what better popcorn is. What is better popcorn? What is better popcorn? Is this better? Anyway, I just think that we should you work 50 weeks out of the year and you only get two or three. If you're lucky, maybe four. Maybe if you're really lucky, one whole month. But I know there over there in some countries, people are getting like 3 months out of the year off. You know. Anyway, well, if you made it this far, I appreciate it. Even if you enjoyed this or you're avoiding something important, or probably both, you could hit like, subscribe. Tell me the craziest thing going on in the world right now. Tell me that I suck. I don't know. You know, Obviously this wasn't the greatest video. I know that. I'm not an idiot. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this up, and then I'm gonna regroup, fix the microphone. I'll be back. Having issues. That's always best, isn't it? Gotta have a few issues in the world. Can't go smoothly all the time. Oh, what's this? I don't know who told you about the microphone, but yeah, much better. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, oblivious wanderer. At least you weren't so oblivious that you didn't notice. Yeah. So anyway, remember, at the end of the day, you don't just watch the world. You know what I'm going. At the end of the day, you don't just watch the world. Drink and think about it, uh, and then get up, make a comment, like, subscribe, share. You know, say, look at this idiot. And, I can't believe this idiot made a video. That kind of thing. I'm all right with that. I don't really care. I just do this for my own enjoyment. Anyway, thanks for watching. Comment, liking, subscribing, and sharing. Tinkle that bell. Jammer. Spitter Swallow Beer Reviews. Drinking and thinking. Take care, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.